So, Professor, why BLADE-OSOPHY? How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with another BLADE-OSOPHY Sunday. Let's talk about why BLADE-OSOPHY. Well, it's just something that came up, talking about blades and talking about a little bit of everyday reflections, everyday philosophy, just something very common, but I've always believed in a path of maturing, a path of waking up, a path of evolving. And so the objects that we own, be careful that you own your objects and that these objects don't own you. But the objects that we own, the actions that we do, talk a lot about us. And the thing is to get to know ourselves in order to possibly evolve. And so the passion for blades, for all types of different blades, folders, and slip joints, right? Fixed blades. As well as my old collection of axes and old machetes. They all speak about us. They all tell different stories about us. And much like Arthur's legend towards finding Excalibur, much like many other legends, for example, the legend of the damned katana, and other types of. There are many legends about different types of katanas, and these type of swords, as well as other legends, like the one from the Cid from Spain, and his two world famous swords. They involved different things, and those things had to deal with loyalty, had to deal with chivalry, had to deal with the appropriate ways of being a man, of finding yourself. And so let's recall also, for example, the Musketeers. And so those are legends, those are stories I grew up with, and that are still very important in my life, and that I still find answers within those legends and stories. And that is why the BLADE-OSOPHY. I've been following, for example, Nick Shabazz for a long time, and I've always enjoyed not only his channel but his discussion topics. And so I also thought to have a segment in my channel to talk about different things, and my discussions are a bit different. Well, they're just different than Nick's topics, but the idea to be able to discuss different matters, and in this way to link things, topics that I enjoy, like self development or human development, and education and economy, and a little bit of politics, and just widening the point of view of starting with myself, but also being able to, it's my profession. I'm a professor. So one of my tasks has been for 30 something years, or 20 something years, has been to make my students, help my students think, to help them acquire different points of view. And so I just had to include that. I just had to, it's just part of what I am, and a part that I enjoy very much. So why BLADE-OSOPHY? First of all, because I needed. Second of all, because there were, when this all started, there were a whole bunch of my elementary school students that suggested me to start this channel. And so I mainly thought about that, thinking of my students. But this has gone well beyond my elementary school students, and I just felt like keeping that area, keeping this segment of thought-provoking videos, or at least I try. But that's basically why BLADE-OSOPHY? Because I want to provoke thoughts. I want to provoke thinking. I want to provoke human development, related, of course, with blades. And because many times there are just so many similarities, if we are to look for those linking points. There's just so many similarities in the knife collecting, knife using, knife design, knife economy, knife purchase, that relate to us. It's also a mirror that speaks about us, that speaks about our habits, that speaks about our behavior at times. Have you noticed? Have you noticed that? Whether something simple, our purchasing behavior, our buying behavior, or how we may go with the hype without analyzing, without thinking, and fall in the trap of a hype, right? And so when I notice those type of things, there's just something to be done there. So this is not just about how to buy a good knife, how to review a good user. It's in part how to collect in different ways, in moderate ways, or in smarter ways, or how to demystify ideas that are thrown out there, like the idea of art pieces in the knife world, which mainly I don't think that label should be used with utility objects, and I will go into more detail about that in future videos, because that's also something I enjoy very much, which is the art world, and something I can relate to, something I study continuously, and something that for those of you who follow this channel will find out sooner or later as we keep on going, as we go deeper into this BLADE-OSOPHY Sundays. Hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead. Professor EDC out.